There we go. I'm going to turn that off there. We are in the inaugural session of the Mists of EverTwilight, for which I'm ever angry at that one stupid book that makes any title that has the word Twilight in it look bad. And, but it is what it is. And this is the prologue episode for book 1 in the series of semi-interlinking storylines. Why don't we... Obviously, my character is that of everyone that's not you guys. So I am the least important person to speak. Hey, and we got it to work.
Yeah, I don't know what I did. I just refreshed the page.
That...
Hey.
When in doubt, refresh the page. Let me check the lineup for that real quick to see if that still looks really good. Sweet. All right, let me put the iPad away. I'm going to have to get the chips off the table in a second. So, going around, why don't we do a brief character introduction and visual as to who's going to be whom as you walk up to the tavern and start the storyline off. We'll do a round robin. Jeremy, why don't you introduce Frederick to everybody?
Sorry, I couldn't find my push to talk button. I'm Jeremy. I'm playing Frederick. I am going to be a dwarven ranger with a long, flowing red beard. I know this one is not as impressive, but yeah.
Okay. Azteki?
Hi, I'm Rob. I'll be playing Azteki, a human paladin who has no idea what's going on, but is ready for anything. Let's do it.
Adam?
Hi, I'm Adam. I will be playing Dagon Bjorn, a fighter and tavern brawler who is at his element when people are drunk and crazy.
And from that, Nebula, do you want to take us in to introduce Samara to everybody?
Sure. I am Nebula, and I will be playing Samara Starfall. She is a adventurous, travel-loving half-elf wizard who loves nature and loves to learn new things in new places.
Okay. All right. So to start the storyline off, you have been adventuring together for a short period of time, mostly doing small jobs. Level 1 fight characters aren't really high up on the scheme of things yet, so most of your work has been limited to things like clearing out tavern basements, tracking down runaway daughters or sons or both, the periodic job of clearing out some critters from a barn, which meant the opportunity to take a real job excited you. A contract, an opportunity to serve and earn cash in the employ of one of the finest wizards in the land. So, flyer in hand, the four of you gaggle up at the town well and march to the tavern to meet him, to find it completely decimated and burned to the ground.
Well, I can tell you guys, obviously, they had the wrong bouncer.
The tavern keep, who still is wearing charred clothes, looks up at you and says, "Wild mages." He notes the flyer in your hand. Curious. He was by this morning. He's left town. But if you're interested, there's a caravan I've heard about that's going to be setting out this evening that's looking to hire an escort. You can probably find them at the town gates if you hustle.
We hustle?
Yeah, let's hustle.
I think that's a good idea. Let's go.
All right. You make your way across the town, dodging around various people coming and going. And like any true high fantasy, you pass elves, dwarves, half-orcs, the periodic civilized goblin. There's even a kobold that owns a shoe store. You reach the edge of town, and there is indeed a caravan of about 10 or 15 wagons about to set out. As you look over the stock, it's mostly crates, fabrics, supplies, dried goods, and lots of people. The caravan master notices your approaches. Looks at your company. Are y'all looking for work?
Technically,
Well, you look fit for war. Is there a particular reason you're approaching my caravan here?
well,
The
we
burnt up
have,
mage sent us.
Oh, you were gonna work for him? Yeah, he skedaddled when he saw what happened to that tavern. 'Tweren't nice. Are you looking to pick up a bit of coin? I can't pay you what he was gonna pay. He was gonna pay handsomely before he left town, I heard.
Yeah, we were pretty excited about it too.
Yeah, but that's assuming you lived. You do realize the last 24 guys he hired to go out, they didn't come back.
I didn't realize that.
See, that's how he gets people. He don't let that get around too well. Now, on an account that I just saved your life from going after trying to find that guy, you got a choice. You can work for me at half price, or you can pay me for the information.
Or we can work for you for full price because we're actually equipped to do the bodyguarding job.
That's fair. He kind of rubs his hands together and smooths off his leather shirt. We don't have too many people going with us, but I'm not expecting a lot of trouble on the road. I mean, who's going to attack a bunch of pilgrims, right?
I mean, who's going to attack a bar, right?
Now, from what I heard, it was actually gang violence. 2 gangs of adventurers decided to go at it, and one of them thought she had it in her to, like, finish off the other guy quick, and then the wild magic took care of them both. And her 2 buddies. We were taking the
Did you hear
barkeep
any about-
too, but he ducked quick.
Did you hear any about
like a
any
smart
gang
guy.
violence? It's like, I didn't hear about any gang violence.
I mean, I hear about gang violence all the time in the city, but I try to steer clear these days.
It is actually pretty true that there is a lot of factions within the city that you'll be getting away from if you head on out. The caravan's set to leave at sunset. Are there any particular supplies you're going to seek out that's not currently on your character sheets as standard adventuring equipment you want to procure before you set out? The caravan master tells you that you're expecting about 4 days there. 1 day to help set up the pilgrimage, or set up the pilgrims in their new settlement, and then you'll be free to either stay there at the settlement, or you can have take the 4-day voyage back with the wagons and the horses.
So we're planning to stay out that direction to seek out this other job after we get there, right, guys?
Seems like a plan to me.
Yeah, I'm in it to win it.
I think Nebula missed her push to talk button there. I saw lips, but I didn't hear anything.
Oh, you're right. I did. I had it muted. Yes, I said. I think that sounds like a plan. Let's do that.
All right, so we probably need more rations, tent. Somebody write this down.
Yes, I think we do. Definitely need more food rations, supplies if we're going to be staying out there.
I'll bring the firewood. I like building fires.
You as you start to make your shopping list, to get one of the people in the caravan, a gentleman wearing a black frock, overhears you. You do realize we will take care of you. We have shelter and we have plenty of rations for you. We are simply blessed that anyone would join us in our journey into the wilderness.
Well, we'd like to be prepared for just in case something happens along the way that we don't expect.
And just a little bit of firewood.
I think we
It'll
can
be a
get
tiny
that
fire.
way, right? I mean, if they have food, I mean, they can feed us. That's less money we have to spend, less time we have to spend in this town that's brimming with gang violence that we want to get out of.
I agree too. Every time I'm working the door, you get a free meal and a free drink.
Okay, so you gather up some extra rations. Each of you can easily procure an inexpensive traveling tent or materials for a quick lean-to. If you have any points in survival, you kind of should be pretty confident you know what you're looking for to make sure you've got what you need. So, and that defaults to wisdom. So I think you guys are all pretty well set for that. Yeah, nobody has a negative in survival, so it's not hard to get what you need. And they actually they actually clear out a little room in the back of one of the wagons as for your materials. So they have an opportunity to kind of give you some space, and you can load up your stuff and supplies. And there's one little boy who's sitting there as you're loading everything on. And he keeps staring at Samara.
Oh no.
And finally he's probably like 9 tops. And then finally he just sort of like sits down on the edge of the wagon, kicks his feet a bit, and looks and goes, "Are you made of blueberries? Because your skin's blue and my dad keeps talking about wanting to eat you up."
Excuse me. No, hello there, little boy. I am not made of blueberries, although I do come from a different land that is a little bit further away. That's why I do have different skin color than you. But, I do happen to have some fresh berries in my pocket that I would be happy to share with you.
Oh, I'll trade you. I've got some dried grapes.
All right. That sounds like a fair trade.
And he very dutifully counts out 10 dried grapes and holds them out to you.
All right, and I do the same. I give him actually more than 10, but, give him a little bit extra.
Well, thank you. And he kind of clambers down and runs off to meet up with his family.
Before he goes, I whispered to him, "Don't eat too many of those blueberries, kid."
And just about 6 p.m. or so, late, early evening, the caravan starts out. The goal, as you hear down the line, is that you're going to try to get to about an hour or two outside of town to make your first camp before you then continue on the next day. But they wanted to get out of the town, give everyone a chance to kind of see how they were set for an evening before they got too far into their journey. What are some things you guys are looking for or at while you're in this first phase of the journey? What's everyone's plan and what's their part in the caravan? As a quick framework, it's 6 wagons each pulled by 2 horses, and somewhere between 20 and 30 pilgrims, and 4 or 5 teamsters spread out around, one per wagon plus a couple of extra.
I know first and foremost, my instinct would be to do what I do when I'm working, and that is keep an eye out, kind of size people up, look for troublemakers, take note of them.
Okay. Give me a perception check then. Oh, okay. All right, that's a roll. You can easily spot that the Teamsters all seem pretty content with their work. No one seems out of place. You do pick up that a couple of the pilgrims themselves do not look comfortable. There's definitely a lot of stress among a handful of them. A few of them are kind of keeping to themselves while they're walking. So most of them are gaggled and talking, but you start to pick out 2 or 3 that are kind of like on the outskirts that look somewhere like they're between turning around and walking back by themselves, or darting off into the woods, or just continuing down the way.
All right, I'll definitely point them out to the rest of my group here and say, hey, we got a couple of shady fellows here. I don't know what the plan is, but the plan is something.
We're supposed to protect these people. I mean, this is just a pilgrims. They don't have any stuff worth stealing, right?
I'm just telling you, when I see shady, and I know shady, I'm telling you.
You do know shady. So originally I was going to follow from behind and keep an eye out for like movement in the road, because that's what a ranger does, but I'm going to stay in the back and keep an eye on the people, make sure nothing weird's going on.
Okay, so you move up a little bit closer so you can see if there are any stragglers among the pilgrims. They're all wearing very similar clothes, very dark colors, very muted colors, if any. The women are all wearing dresses or skirts. The men are all wearing a simple tunic and breeches. There is not a lot of wealth among this group.
Is this like a religious pilgrimage group per se?
You don't recognize any of their symbolism, but you could inquire with them.
Hey, Paladin, does this look like any religion you know of?
I don't know religion, but I do know the poor people are my people. I feel at home, and I'm gonna hang out by the fire.
Oh my goodness.
And there you have that. You guys make camp about... Nope. Okay. So about 8 o'clock or so, the wagon starts to slow down, and the head driver comes back to gather you up. And so just so we're clear, we're going to make camp here in a bit, but I kind of want to make sure everything's going to be quiet, okay? So do y'all mind just taking a quick walkabout to make sure there's nothing hanging around near, just to be on the safe side to know this is a good spot to pull off the road?
That's right.
I don't know
Of
if
course.
you want to go as one big gaggle or if you're going to split up, but it's entirely up to you guys. We're going to hang here, me and the boys and the girl, because, you know, the girl, she's somebody's sister. We're not good at this fighting thing, so you guys take care of the look around. We're going to get set to make camp over there in that clearing.
We want to leave one here, and then the rest of us do the walk around.
Yes, I think one should stay with the group and look over them, while the rest of us, we may want to split up at least into teams of maybe we should all split up to cover more ground, and then one person can stay behind and look after everybody. That's okay.
I was thinking I would just stand on a wagon because I have a ranged weapon, and I can cover you guys while you take the walkabout, and I'll have view of you. That way we don't have to worry about anything happening.
What say you, Paladin?
I'm down. Let's go for a walkabout.
Let's do this.
All right, so you make your way out and start to range around a bit. I'm going to need everyone that's doing the ranging around to roll me a... I'm thinking investigation check.
Investigation. Oh, down here, I see him.
Boom, got a 12. Okay. Not bad.
Okay.
I'm oblivious.
How bad is oblivious? Oh, there it is. I see.
9.
9. Ooh.
Got a lucky number 13.
That's not oblivious. It's just not like super.
It's below average. But that's okay. You guys make a short lap around. And if I remember right, Frederick is staying behind with the wagons. Okay. So shortly after everyone else moves off, Frederick, you notice a group of guys walking up the road towards the caravan. They're looking a little like they're working with them. They're not walking in any kind of a formation or anything, but they're definitely walking with purpose towards everyone. And there's definitely one person out in front. And he gets up and he kind of he gets about 30 feet or so away from the lead wagon. And he stops and starts kind of like taking stock of everything. And the caravan master kind of walks to the front of the first wagons. Can I help you? And the guy looks and goes, well, see this road here, we don't like it when people travel it. So you're going to have to turn your wagons around.
What's wrong with this road? It looks perfectly fine to me.
Oh, you see the road's closed.
I don't see any signs.
Well, that's because we're your sign. So you're going to have to turn these wagons around unless you have a particular reason you need to be going in this general direction.
Is there a particular reason we shouldn't be going in this general direction?
Because it's our road and it's closed. Right.
I'd like to glean some meaning from what they're saying.
Okay.
Because they're not saying pay us and we can go through. They're saying turn around and leave. It doesn't sound like.
Sounds like open negotiations. I would offer some sort of coin, a pat on the back, a fun tale. I don't know. Let's try to be friendly.
I'll try to negotiate our way through it.
Friendly negotiation.
So the paladin overhears this and starts to head back towards the wagon train. As you approach, you notice that not only does the gentleman in the road have a few people with him, but you start to see movement off to the sides as well, as other people are starting to surround the caravan. It's hard to get a good measure of exactly how many there are at the moment, but you definitely are picking up the vibe. It's not just the one guy and the two people flanking him.
Well, then it seems like a good idea to run back to the caravan. Protect it. This doesn't look good from my eyes.
Sounds like from our professional opinion that maybe I guess we should turn around then.
The caravan master goes, wait, we can't be turning these guys around. This is the best way to get to the settlement point. If we take another route, we could be adding 2 or 3 days to this, and we didn't got the supplies to add 2 or 3 days to this.
Gentlemen, he said the road is closed.
But I don't think the road's closed. Do you think the road's closed? I don't think the road's closed.
The road is closed.
At this, the man of the road takes another step towards the caravan. And he has his hands out and they're open. He goes, well, let's just be clear. If I were to charge you a toll as a highwayman, that's the kind of thing that gets a guy hanged back in town. Now, if I could confirm for you that the road is open, well, that's a scouting fee. And me and my friends can go about our way.
I think we could use scouting.
How many people do we see? Let me roll. How many people do you guys see?
I don't know. How do I check that?
Well, you guys are out there around them, so I don't know. You guys rolled investigation. I think you were trying to figure it out.
It's somewhere between 5 and 20.
That's a big risk.
Yeah, the sun has started to slide down. It is getting harder to tell the difference between the bushes and the not bushes.
Our job is to keep these people safe. I don't think it's a good idea to start fighting all these people. So either what kind of scouting fee are we talking?
I take stock of that. Well, I'm thinking maybe 200 gold per wagon is a fair price for our efforts to verify that this is a safe road for you to travel.
Looking at all of these people, do you really think we have 200 gold per wagon, sir?
Yeah, you should be saying on that's a good plan there, because we ain't got that kind of money in here. I mean, we can at best do 100 per person. So you hold them to that, okay?
Really shouldn't have told him how much money you had per person.
I didn't tell him. I was telling you. He can't hear me way over there. The guy smiles. Surely that with the number of people you have traveling, a simple collection to guarantee safe passage should be easy to raise 150 gold per wagon. Why don't you ask around?
That's a tough one. Negotiating with leader, huh?
I was going to consider lying and saying that these people have no money, but I don't think it would be a lie. So I'm just going to try to roll persuasion and be like, hey, look, we can't afford that. You were taking stock of the wagon. You know how to quickly check what we got. We can't afford that. We are willing to give you some money, but not that kind of money, buddy.
Okay. All right. So roll it. Let's see how we do. All right. Nice. Okay. That is okay. That is a success. He takes stock of you guys. You know, that's fair. It is unethical in my position to extol such a sum from religious folk. 10 gold ahead.
Look to the caravan master. Can you afford that?
I don't think so. They're pilgrims. Everything they got is in the food and the clothes and the wood and the fabric and the toys and the other little tidbits for the little ones and their books. You have no idea how many books they be bringing. You'd think they were starting a library out in the middle of nowhere, but of course they got a book for this, they got a book for that, they got a book on this, they got a book on that. They got 5 different books on books. I'm not joking. There's a whole stack of books about books.
I mean, legit, I don't have 10 gold for myself.
You got any books in there about extortion?
Probably.
Might have to write a book about extortion after this one.
I'll tell you guys, I don't know about you, but I ain't got much.
The guy kind of watches you debate. Is there an answer coming?
We just don't have the money, man. You saw our stuff. I mean, I can give you what I got, but they don't have any money.
I'll tell you what. Why don't you just leave us one of the wagons? And then nobody has
Not
to
my
get...
wagon to give, man. You're going to have to talk to this gentleman.
Oh, there's no way we can leave one of the wagons. I mean, we can leave the wagon with the books, but it's got other stuff in it too.
Well, I think if we have no money to give, then there is no negotiating from this point on. We either turn around or we stand our ground.
There's a kid in here, man. At least one. It's not worth it. We should turn around.
I think we should fight.
Is there another path to where we want to go that we could take? Or is this the only road that goes to where we're headed?
The caravan master looks at his maps again, while the highwayman stands there getting more and more frustrated. There might be another way around, but it definitely will add several days to the journey. This is the most direct route.
I suggest sticking to our path.
Yeah, but
And
what are we going to do if we stick to the path? I mean, there's at least like 5 or more of them.
I mean, it's up to you guys. You are the guys behind him. I'm standing in front of him. So if you guys want to do something, that's up to you.
do we know the count of how many there are standing?
Between 5 and 20.
Oh, and we don't know the actual number.
Samara, why don't you give me a perception test?
Okay.
As you're starting to take more and more stock of the situation. Oh yeah, that number is probably anywhere from 5 to 20.
I mean, do we really have the ability to fight that many men?
Between
I
5 and
honestly
20,
don't
no.
know. I don't know how these things go. Have we fought numbers this large before?
Well, the most important thing to consider, my dear paladin friend, you know whether you have, but nobody else here knows.
Oh. Great. Well, I think I've fought numbers far greater than this. So I'm not going to let them stand in our way. I'm going to push the guy in front of me. I'm going to tell him, you're going to move or we're going to go through you.
Roll me an intimidation.
I'm gonna walk up behind him and be like, "Yeah, what he said."
Yeah, I'm gonna knock my arrows. It's like, all right, fine. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. Assist roll, whatever that is.
Okay, let me check one thing really quick. Pretty sure that did what you guys wanted it to do anyways. Yeah. Okay, so with that roll, total of a 20 on an intimidation check, the highwayman kind of looks you guys over. Says, you know, I'll tell you what. I'm going to let you guys go by. And not because we can't take you, but because I realize it would be a mistake to harm any members of a clergy. And that's the only reason. It's not that I'm scared. It's just I realize it's not worth the karma. I don't want to upset anyone. So we're just going to let you guys go. But just because just remember this on your way back. Because if any of you are coming back this way, you're going to pay because you're not going to have all these pilgrims with you. Just remember that.
I expect this road to be in order when I come back, sir.
We'll settle that.
I appreciate the understanding.
That's good because, like, seriously, I think they were going to clean your clocks. No offense.
Well, my clock really does need to be cleaned right now.
Yeah, I have to figure out how the wagon master ended up being Canadian.
I have no idea.
I didn't mean for that to happen. It just sort of did.
I think it's fantastic. Oh, I love it.
Is now a good time to take like a little 5-minute break? Or 2-minute break?
No.
I just really need to use the restroom.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
I'm going to grab more water. I'll be right back.
That's a perfectly reasonable thing to do. Just take a second there. And then if you guys want to giggle, here's what was going to come up on the screen. Now that you guys are through that, I don't mind throwing this up for all of us that are hanging out.
Oh my goodness.
I think I actually already loaded it if you look at the initiative tracker.
Very cool.
So that would have been quite the melee you managed to talk your way through.
Yes, indeed. Look at that bandit boss. Bandit 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, that's a lot of bandits.
And all of our caravan people are dropping like flies throughout it.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's 100 hit points spread out around assorted NPCs. That's a lot of people. You'd be surprised how much that can stretch. But yeah, definitely going to be working to help keep everybody remembering. Yeah. So it never hurts to say, hey, we're doing let's check. Will a skill check help me here? Okay. So there's that. But oh, hey, I didn't get a chance to ask. How's Squishy?
Oh, yeah, he's he's doing good. He's recovering. He's in the animal hospital, but it's because he wasn't having good luck peeing after the surgery, but that's a whole other issue that he's had prior to the surgery. So, but yeah, he seems to be recovering well from the surgery, so that's good.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's overnight stays are not uncommon, especially with older
Yeah.
cats. I've mentioned that my other half is a veterinary technician, so I hear
Yes.
all kinds of stories.
Oh, I'm sure.
Most of them end well. So
Good.
Fingers crossed.
Yes.
the one that I don't have in all of my layout work here is some kind of a frame to put my kitty cam up.
Oh, that would be cute.
Because I actually have one on occasion, but
I know. I have seen kitty cam.
I've added it to my teaching stream so that when I'm
Oh,
teaching, I can throw it in there because I use OBS for my for the virtual camera instead of just Zoom.
Right.
So
That's a good idea.
So I missed it. There was something on like Miro, which had like of the fight that we had. So it sounded
We're
like
missing a lot of that.
we missed most of that.
You're talking about this, right?
Okay, what was that? That was a link in Discord?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So there was 8 bandits and the boss?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and
Is
clean
that-
that off.
Cool.
Okay.
You're welcome.
It doesn't hurt that the paladin has a really good charisma and it's kind of built for things like talking his way through trouble. If he remembers that.
Right there.
All right. You make camp and the night passes uneventfully. Usually in your experiences traveling with a caravan, there's song, there's rich food, there's some kind of libations into the wee hours. We just got back. And in the same spot as he was before. I don't have to reset everything up.
Lucky.
Yeah, no kidding. Such is the way of things. But this group is particularly quiet. They make their rations. It's a porridge with salted meats. They offer you a full share without even hesitation. And then they bed down for the night. Are you planning to keep a watch, or are you calling it a night yourselves?
Gotta do a watch.
I think we should, yes, do a watch. Maybe take turns doing watches throughout the night.
Yeah, pairs would be good.
I agree.
I'm tired. I want to go to bed.
Shocking.
Wake me up if anything happens.
Shocking. All right. Well, I don't mind taking the first watch and letting Asteki sleep first.
All right, let's rock, paper, scissors, man. Who's sleeping first?
I'll take any watch. I'm good. I'm good to go.
All right, I'll sleep first then.
Let me roll some dice here. Let's see. That's the one I want. Throw those down. Okay. The first watch goes uneventfully. You get to well past midnight. It's a good time to switch over. You wake up the paladin and the bouncer. They take their posts. And
I don't appreciate it. I'll do it, but I don't appreciate it.
That's part of what happens. And the rest of the night goes smoothly. When you wake up, it's more because you can hear the start of the camp breaking more than the usual morning light. It's raining, overcast, foggy, just generally a gross morning, and not the kind that greets that starts you off with a bright spot of sunlight. You just know it's time to get up and get going. The wagons start to roll again, and they make their way down the road. As they continue, it feels as you go that the fog just starts to creep in on your group to the point where about mid-morning, you can no longer see the front of the caravan from the back. What's everyone doing during this? Are you riding? Are you walking? Who's where?
Walking towards the back.
I'm walking in the middle, towards the middle of the caravan.
Okay. And where's
Fog
Asteki?
started getting us back. I would probably go up to the front because I gotta ask the caravan driver if it's always like that.
I would be walking near the front of the caravan.
Where's Dagon going to be then?
I'm probably walking, kind of like walking up to the front, like letting myself trail back, kind of just like cutting to the front and back.
Okay. So I can kind of keep track of everything. So Samara's in the middle-ish. Asteki is up front.
Yes,
Walking or riding?
walking.
Okay. Randall's in the back, and Dagon, you said where's Dagon, Adam?
He would just kind of be like heading up to the front and then kind of spinning around the other side and kind of going back to the back, just kind of patrolling through the ranks of wagons.
Okay. That works for me. I can keep track of that. All right. Jeremy, you said that Frederick was going to go talk to the wagon master?
Yeah, I mean, this is super weird fog. Like, I don't spend a lot of time out of the city, but I mean, this is not right. I got to ask him if this is normal on this path. It sounded like he comes this path more than once. So
You get around to the front. Actually, the wagon master's riding middle of the caravan. He's letting somebody else do the driving. And so he's going to be in this middle spot right here. He's riding with his teamster up front there on the middle. Oh, no. This is different. This fog, I ain't seen this kind of fog out this way in like evers. And usually, when you have a fog like this, you can see the same distance forward, backward, and left and right. And if you notice, we can't see on the sides like we can up front and back. This fog, this ain't natural fog. I ain't no fog. Me wife, she was in a fog for 20 years before she passed. This fog is not natural. Of course, her fog wasn't natural either, on account of that whole thing with the horse, but still.
I don't know about you guys, but this is kind of giving me the willies. I'm gonna pick up a rock and just throw it off the side out into the fog.
Yes, I sense some unnatural forces at work here.
Do you have like any kind of like idea what kind of unnatural forces? Because this is very strange.
Looks like normal fog to me.
I am not aware. As this is a new land, a fairly new land to me. I am not 100% familiar with this type of new unnatural fog.
This is not something you've encountered before. The more you start to think about it, a thunderous sound in the distance shakes you out of you're worried about the fog, as you can hear the rumbles of a thunderstorm rolling towards you. And it's only a matter of moments before the heavens open and the rain starts to come down in droplets big enough that they actually sting on impact. As everyone starts to clamor for cover, the horses are stopped briefly, and decisions are quickly being made among the drivers as to what the best course is given the level of the storm. What is everyone doing at this phase?
I would try to get in the wagon. I know there's space where our stuff was.
I am trying to survey the surrounding area to see if there's anywhere that we may take shelter out of these crazy water droplets of rain.
From what you can see, and what you recall as you were coming out, this is a pine forest, tall trees, and rolling hills. If you wanted to go looking for a cave of some kind, it would probably take a pretty good hike. It's possible if you guys have some skills that you would want to kick in. Anyone else?
Survival, right? We could see.
Yeah, if you want to get out of the wagon and start searching around.
But it's so cold. All right, I'll go search around.
Yeah, I'll join in too. I'll look to see if there's a spot that kind of has like branches that overhang out that maybe you could tuck some of the wagons under, just kind of mitigate the rain.
Okay. Roll that survival then. Oh, nice. Yeah, you can find a spot. You guys make your way out, ranging towards the front of the wagons so that you don't have to turn them around. And about half a mile from where you guys are, quarter mile, there is a hill and an outcropping. You could probably get 3 out of the 5 wagons under to weather the storm.
Yeah, let's go. Let's tell them about this.
Okay.
They have to make their decisions on which wagon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you range your way back quickly and fill in the wagon master, and he's oh yeah, that's a good idea. Good luck finding that place. It's not far off the road, is it?
No, not far. Just about a quarter of a mile, half mile.
Oh, good. Okay. All right. I'll drive the lead wagon now because this is gonna get nuts. We don't want to lose nothing. And he
Good idea.
gets up, takes over the reins on the lead wagon, and the pilgrims look mighty concerned. My producers in my ear here. Let me see what's going on. That is crazy.
Can I show them?
You can show them.
Hello. This is what I found in my Swedish fish pack. It's mutant.
Wow.
That is a mutant Swedish fish.
Did you
Wow.
you leave them out in the sun? That's what happens.
That's really cool.
That is cool.
If you leave it out in the sun, that's what happens. Okay, she's gonna get back to producing. That's my go-to. My producer's here.
And by the way, every ration I took with me is one of those.
A mutant Swedish fish. That's a good plan. Yeah. So the wagon, you start to make your way down the road, and the rain is starting to lighten, which is not really helping any because the road has more or less gone to muck in the short span that it rained. And it's not long before the second wagon actually veers off the path enough that one of the wheels gets lodged in the mud. And the caravan owner starts to swear, as one does, when he looks back. And he only has a few moments to take in the situation when you hear a screeching sound just past the first wagon in the fog and look up to see the caravan master lifted up off the front wagon and pulled into the fog.
Oh no.
He has just enough time to scream something blood-curdling before he disappears into the fog and the mists and goes eerily silent quickly. There's a few moments before, as everyone takes in the shock of the moment, before pandemonium breaks out and the screaming begins. What's everyone doing?
Does anyone know how to drive a wagon? Because someone needs to probably start trying to get the one in the front to move.
I agree. I want to help the stuck wagon too.
I'm trying to calm everyone down and assure them, it's okay. We're here to protect them. That's our job. So I'm trying to calm everybody down and make sure they're not, going crazy.
All right.
I will run right to the front and probably draw my longsword and just keep an eye out. Like, what the bloody hell was that?
All right. If you two, Paladin and the Brawler, if you could try to lift the wagon out, so they could pull that one forward, I'll go try to drive the front wagon. You try to keep everyone calm. And what is animal handling?
If you have a chance to get to that point, I don't think it's going to happen just yet.
Okay.
Let me pull something up on the tracker here. As you race forward, as Dagon runs towards the front, weapon in hand, and I'm assuming Asteki is moving with him towards the front.
I wanted to get the caravan unstuck. Is it better? Oh, sorry, that's a squishy call. Sorry.
It is the
Hey, Doc.
Oh, okay. Then I will hold here while we let the vet take care of that because we don't want to rush. We're not going to rush that.
Apologies, yes.
No. He's good. He's good, especially if it's at this hour. That's either everything's fine, we're checking in with you, or hey, we need to take a breather.
Yeah, with her, this is she tends to call later. She's actually a animal hospital that where they can take care of pets overnight. So it's not necessarily an emergency animal hospital, but it's so she tends to call unusual hours sometimes. So.
I'll take this as an opportunity to update the board and kind of remind everybody where everybody is at. Okay, so 5 wagons.
Fair enough. Then I will be right back.
Okay. That's that. Okay, so Dagon is going to the, well, you know what I should be doing?
Just be able to take him home tomorrow. So, good news on the squish situation. We're going to be able to take him home tomorrow.
Yay!
Good news.
I apologize for breaking the moment of tension. That was a great build-up.
You know, it's like you're really deep into this YouTube video, and things are like, you're like, my God, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? And you ignore that little counter in the corner that says ad starting in 5, 4, 3.
Yeah.
And then it's like, bam. Have you registered to vote?
Yep, that's exactly what happens. And you're like, oh my gosh, what is going on?
My cousin's actually in Florida, and he's trying to figure out how to just tell all social media, I have already voted. Leave me alone.
Oh, I know. We know the feeling. Yep.
We all live in swing states.
Gotta do what we gotta do.
I wonder what it's like to live in like a solidly Republican or Democrat state that nobody cares about at this time of year.
Normal.
Yeah. Normal.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Scene.
back to where we were. Dagon
So-
was going towards the front of the wagons. As Techie's working to try to get it unstuck. Where is Samara going? She was trying to calm everyone down. Whereabouts were you in this mess?
So I am behind the wagon that is stuck. So more towards like the middle of the second to last wagon. So around there.
Got it. That leaves Frederick.
Well, I'd probably try. I said I was going to go try to steer the top wagons.
Okay, so going to the front. And connection issues.
Oh no.
Yeah, do we get him
no.
back?
You're doing so well.
We were doing so well.
Yes. Can we get him back?
I'll give him a second.
Oh,
We only lost.
and in the same position.
I'll take it. Although I can rearrange pretty fast. I'm getting pretty good at this on my tech end. And then we have the thick fog. Which oddly enough has created kind of an ellipsoid void around the wagons. And then your wagon master from Montreal had flown off in that direction. Or was pulled off in that direction by some thing. At this point,
I was going to see if I could run forward and see if I can get a shot off, see if I can get him to not be taken away, but I doubt it. You continue.
yeah, you can charge forward as you line up your crossbow shot into the fog. You watch as several lumbering forms lurch forward and outward from it. In fact, let me... Aha, I see what I've done wrong in my layout here. I need to pull this off that. There we go. So, and you can see from your limited experience what would be a zombie lumbering forward out of the mud towards the caravan. Several at the front, and from your positions around, several more are starting to swarm up on the sides of the caravan.
Uh-oh.
I am going to need an initiative check.
From everyone?
Yeah. Let me see here. I'm losing some of my things here. I don't want that there. That wasn't supposed to redock. There it goes.
Oh, okay.
Whew. All right. Darn it. Let's get the DM dice out of the way. There. All right, so let me get those onto the battle board, and let's see what everyone's going to do. Let's see. Asteki is a 12. Dagon comes in at 10. Frederick at 14. And Samara at 9. Ooh. All right, Samara, you have the first action.
Let's see. So, I call my fellow adventurers to come, kind of make us encircle the caravan, so sort of as much as we can, to try to, create a barrier between us and the, innocent caravanners that we're trying to protect.
Okay.
So we all,
You can do that.
Form a U shape and get ready to.
There's not a lot of like prep
Right.
time. They're literally coming out of hands are coming out of the fog as you're speaking.
Okay.
So it's instants before they're going to be on. I would say there were instants before they're on you, but that happened an instant ago.
Okay. So then we're preparing to fight. Is what it is.
Okay. Do you want to take a combat action, or are you going to use your action to just prep everybody and be leaderly?
Oh, I think I'm gonna cast a spell.
Okay.
Oh, I think I am going to cast a firebolt.
Let's see it.
See what happens.
Blast the nearest zombie. I'm not sure that's going to... That is a hit. Roll your damage.
I think it's the one next to it, right?
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. I'm like, wait, what? Okay.
That is definitely going to shake one of them up.
All right. Well,
And where's that's the button I want. Frederick.
I'm going to hop up on the first wagon and shoot down into the one that was already hit. Fireball.
Okay. Give me your roll the bones. Twa. Feel free to roll your damage. And this is the one that's already been fire blasted once. And the neat thing is D&D Beyond remembered that you criticaled. And it saved that.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. I'm like, oh, it automatically told me it was 2d8.
Mm-hmm. So that zombie didn't last real long. The first one, though, is going to lumber up as you... we're going to get you positioned where you could shoot at that one. So that will probably... You probably have to climb up on top of that wagon and take the shot. One of the zombies lumbers up out of the mud and takes a swing at Dagon, who is right there. And is going to score a hit. Dagon's taking 3 damage from that. As the hands just sort of come up out of the mud, and the zombie pulls itself past the first wagon and slams into him. Second one's going to be coming up from the back and is actually going to start to be attacking the pilgrims in the back of the caravan as they start to move towards the middle away from it. Dagon, you're up.
All right. So you're saying that there's one coming out at some of the civilians?
Yep. There's also one on top of you.
Right.
So known zombies. One's definitely there. One's definitely back in the back.
All right. What I'd like to do is try to make a grapple attempt to grab this zombie and try to start pulling him back towards the center to try to get a better center guard on the caravan.
Okay. That would be, give me a straight attack roll. Wow, okay, that is definitely grappled.
I got you now, punk.
Okay, so that one is the one
I'd like to move him back,
Okay. You can start
like
to...
dragging him with me.
No problem. You start to drag him back towards the middle gaggle. Let's see. Not in the combat.
Would I be able to make an offhand attack?
Do you get 2 attacks per round?
I took the 2-weapon fighting thing.
Hold on. What?
The door to the storeroom is open.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. Sorry, a little local color there. I believe grappling uses both of your attacks for the turn.
Okay.
But I can check in just a second here because I have that handy. At least I thought I had it handy because I figured somebody was going to try grappling at some point. Aha! Use the attack action. So, yeah. So the grapple is your attack action. And normally you would take 2 attack rolls in 1 attack action. When you take an attack action, attack with a light weapon in one hand. So, yeah, this would be different. So grappling uses both of your attacks.
Okay. Let's see here. I think the Tavern Brawler feat is what I'm trying to think of here.
Unless that's something special to Tavern Brawlers, I can look. Let's see. Features, traits, feats.
Okay, so if I make a Tavern Brawler strike, I can use my bonus action
To do the grapple. Right. So if you want to use you want to punch it first, then grapple.
Yeah, why not?
All right.
I will punch this guy right in his ugly mug.
Well, in that case, the 24 would definitely be the hit. So give me your damage from your punch.
Got it.
And then roll to see if you grapple it. We'll just flip the order around there and fix that. Okay. Not a lot has changed. This guy is still grappled, except now he's wounded. And he's wounded by... There it is. 5. Okay. Now it's Azteki's turn.
Okay, so I was trying to help unstuck the caravan. So that's obviously not worthwhile anymore since we're under attack.
As you're being swarmed by zombies?
Yeah, I want to bust out and attack the nearest zombie to me.
All right, it's not hard to find a target. Let's get the attack roll. So you easily spot another hulking body lunging forward out of the mists and connect with it easily. Give me a damage roll.
Oh, no.
Hey, every little bit counts. It adds up. It adds up.
I bravely give him a paper cut.
Is what it is. Is what it is. Let's see. So that was there. Then we're going to roll 2. Let's see. The collected NPC. All right. So they are mostly going to be fighting a defensive withdrawal into the middle of the caravan wagons. And they're going to start crowding behind Samara and the others in the middle of the area, trying to keep their footing in the mud. They're not combatants. They're not graceful. They're trying to climb as quickly as they can into that middle wagon to get some protection. And then we've got a couple more zombies who have to do their stuff. The one that's right next to Azteki is going to obviously lunge on top of him. Because, you know, he's there. And let's see how it does. It is not going to succeed to get past that armor class. So thanks to that mighty shield, it just sort of keeps slamming its hands again, you know, lunges it towards you. And as your shield comes up, you just kind of keep bashing it back into the fog. Another one is going to be coming in, and it's going to take a lunge at Samara from where she's standing. And let's see here. Oh, there, it's the one that's we're on. And ouch. Okay, is going to hit for 6 damage.
Oh, ow.
That does not bode well. And literally you watch as Samara has thrown a fireball. She's backing into it to protect the crowd. One of the zombies falls out of the fog onto her, and you watch as the two of them disappear into 1.5 feet, 2 feet worth of mud, and you don't actually see Samara coming back up again. Samara, you need to roll me a d20, please.
Okay.
Roll high.
Roll.
Roll high.
All right. How am I doing this? How do I do this?
If
I
you
have to do this in...
on the left side of the screen, you can just hit a d20 to roll it.
Ah, gotcha.
We all watch
That's
with
not
bated
good.
breath.
That's not good.
That's not good.
That's not good.
That's not good. As you feel something pummeling at your insides, you start to think about that strange road that brought you here. And you remember certain moments of joy along the way. As the life is beginning to literally be drowned out of you in the mud. Frederick, you're up.
I saw this happen, so I'm going to run over and try to get her out of the mud. I guess I'll have to get closer to see what's going on. So movement to get over there. What do I see?
Yeah, you clamber across the tops of the caravans. There's a zombie that's now threatening. It's pulling itself up out of the mud and it's starting to lurch towards the pilgrims. And you can see what you think is Samara down in the mud under its feet. She's not currently moving.
All right, well, so it left her alone, so I'm going to go pick her up out of the mud and see if I can get her into a caravan. Or not into a caravan, into one of the wagons.
Okay. You drag her up out of it. She's not good. That was definitely not the intention of the app. Let's see. This is the one that is... Oh, it's going to attempt to break free. Let's see. The one that you are grappling with, Dagon, has wrestled itself free and is starting to lunge back towards you. But you have your action.
All right. I'm gonna yell over and say, "Freddie, how we doing back there?"
It's not good.
And I will hack into this zombie with my longsword.
All right. You lunge forward at it. This time putting the blade between you and its decaying body. Maybe. Good enough to hit. Give me some damage.
Wow.
Oh, there it goes. Okay. That's enough to do some damage to it, but not enough to drop it, unfortunately. Asteki, what are you doing, sir? How is our paladin?
I have a zombie beating on my shield that I need to attack to get off of me.
Mm-hmm. Or you could fight in withdrawal to get your wizard back on her feet.
Then I would rather do that.
Okay.
I run to the back of the caravan to help the wizard.
So you do have your lay on hands. You can give up to 5 hit points per long rest to another character.
Sounds like a great idea. I'd like to do that.
How much are you going to pump into her?
Everything I got.
We can do that. Boink. And with that action, so falling back from the zombie, you push it off with your shield, take a few steps back, push it back with your shield, and work your way back towards where Frederick and Samara are. So we now have a gaggle in this area. You keep knocking them back. You're able to get one hand out, call upon the light, and Samara's eyes fly open as the energy fills her with life again. Which is kind of a mixed bag. You were replaying this wonderful moment from your childhood as you felt the cool hand of death upon you, and now you're in the rain and mud surrounded by zombies. Yeah. Kind of a toss-up.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Yeah. I appreciate the rescue. But now we're back into quite a kerfuffle here, quite a situation.
One of the teamsters swings down off of the stuck wagon and lands on the zombie that Dagon's been fighting and literally just boot stomps him into the mud. Removes him from the battle.
Nice.
The one that Asteki was dealing with is now currently trying to get through a handful of others. And is so far, the pilgrims are kind of holding it at bay with brooms and pitchforks, but it's not, they're not doing a lot to it.
Okay. If
Go for it.
I don't know if I'm too weak or if I'm able to do anything at this point.
You're better than normal. You've been totally healed for the most part.
Well, okay then.
TM, totally healed for the most part. TM.
All right. Well, then I would like to try to cast another spell if I can.
You will get a chance once you fully collect your thoughts.
Gotcha.
Which will happen in just
Fair
a
enough.
moment. That one went down. This one still has to go, because you're at the top of the initiative track. So this zombie's going to do its thing. This is one that's in the back. It's going to continue to work its way forward, and you can actually see the boy with the dried grapes trying to claw his way up into this wagon as one of the zombies is pulling him back down off the other side.
Oh no.
That's where its action is going to go. And that takes us down to Samara's action at the top of the initiative round.
Okay. So obviously I am compelled to, rescue the little boy, and I would like to cast a spell if I can to save him.
All right. What you going with?
Let's go with Ray. I guess Ray of Frost. I'm not sure if that would be suitable for the situation or not.
Go for it.
So let's try.
We call upon arcane energies, reach out, and a beam of icy cold magic shoots forward from your hand and catches the shoulder of the zombie. You can watch as the ice spreads across its chest as it slows its walk. Give me some damage.
Okay.
The ice shards kind of take over its arm as it's just about to reach over the boy. And nice. Max damage. That's better than a sharp stick in the eye. And you would know. You've recently had an experience with that.
Yes.
Okay, so that puts us there. Puts
Indeed.
us there. That then takes us to Frederick. As you were all kind of gaggled around the middle of the caravan.
All right. I'm going to, I guess, I'm on the top of that wagon and trying to finish off the zombie that's eating the boy.
All right. You clamber around, line up a shot.
Oof.
Yeah, you know it's not your fault. It's raining. That's going to happen. That's the first miss of the day so far, too, by the way, guys. You've been rolling really well tonight. Dagon, talk to me.
All right, so there's the zombie on the boy still. Are there other zombies around?
Yes. Probably. The only one you can see at the moment is the one that's trying to pull the boy back off the wagon.
All right, well, in that case, I am going to rush that zombie and say, oh, no, you don't. Grab him and just whack him and try to pull him off.
Okay, so it's another combo. The excuse me, the pummel of your sword with one hand and then grab him with the other, push him down into the mud.
Yeah, just to get him away from that kid.
That'll work. Give me an attack. Give me your roll. As you charge in the mud.
Oof.
Wow. Well, roll damage just for giggles. Not bad.
Nice.
Nice.
How you like them apples?
Yeah, you don't have to grab it. Just the sheer force of the pommel hitting its head rips it clean off the body. Which the boy was not looking at that moment, so that worked out well. And you take a moment to breathe because you have successfully dropped all of the zombies you can see at the moment.
Nice.
Ooh, nice.
No.
That's a relief.
Hope you didn't finish all those blueberries yet, kid.
You take a moment, you take probably 15, 20 seconds to catch your breaths, check yourselves for wounds, and you realize you've all more or less coalesced in the middle of the caravan. That's when you hear the scream, as one of the women just lets out that blood-curdling, no offense, scream that only a woman in true terror is capable of. As a body lands square in the middle of the wagon here, and it's the wagon master, and you look up and you can see some kind of feral undead standing astride the front wagon's back, and it lets out this undead howl from some kind of racking sound in its chest. And then everyone starts to scatter.
Oh.
Don't do that. Just stay in the wagon. Don't do that.
Don't run. Stay still.
As you're trying to calm everyone, the rear wagon is pushed over onto its side. And another creature is standing at that end, making a similar high-pitched scream in your general direction. Boom. I'll add these guys to the battle board.
No.
Not looking good for the home team.
Somebody, Paladin, yell at them. Yell at them to go back in the wagon. Maybe you could be scarier than these things.
Yeah, I think my first reaction would be to literally like grab that kid and just say, hey, kid, you stay by me, you stay alive.
He looks up at you and goes, you look stronger than blueberries. Which makes sense because
I got more of a bite too.
you're not covered in mud. Let's see. We are currently on. Oh yeah, that's his action. That's what he did. He threw the body. So that takes us to Asteki's action. People are starting to run in every direction, and the part of you starting to try and take stock of these creatures that have now flanked the wagons. They're a lot bigger, and where the zombies that had previously attacked were just sort of beating you with bare hands, these have claws that extend a good 4, 8, 10 inches past their hands.
Can I use some sort of ability to find weaknesses in these zombies?
I have favored enemy undead. I could probably let you know, or I could try to let you know.
Yeah, free actions to call out. If you want to shout a question to your team.
I call out for help. I don't know what to do.
All right. It looks like it's just an int check,
Yeah.
and I have advantage, so I'll just click it twice.
Sounds good. Roll it. So Frederick's going to try to reason out what you guys are looking at. Advantage didn't make a big difference there.
Not really.
These are probably stronger than your garden variety zombies. These are definitely looking more in the realm of perhaps a ghoul or a white. It's a little hard to tell with the mud and the rain exactly what it is, but they're not lumbering. They're leaping, howling, and throwing things.
If I don't have anything else to go on, then I'll just attack what's closest to me.
Yeah, these are going to be a lot faster, a lot stronger. I mean, I guess you can kind of tell by the, hurling a body.
Asteki blindly charges forward. Give me an attack roll, sir.
Nice.
Don't try to grapple these ones.
Things were looking so well for a while.
I tried to tell you they were faster, man.
Oh, I just looked. Yeah, that's not going to help you any. Yeah. It just takes a step back, which surprises you slightly because zombies don't react to you. It's just a matter of like connecting with them. This one's actively working to dodge and step around you in the melee. The one in the back that's nearest to you is actually going to advance and start to push over another wagon where some of the people have taken shelter. Actually, specifically looking now at the map, it's actually going to move up and start to topple the wagon you guys are in. The NPCs, for their collective action, are starting to scatter, clamoring through the mud in most directions. I would say, if anything, the majority of them are kind of heading off in that general direction themselves. There's another one that's going to come up on this side. So whatever this thing is charging up, and it's going to start to mess with that wagon and claw at the people that have remained within it.
Oh no.
Put that wagon back, which would be a good idea. Which then takes us to Samara's action.
Oh wow. Okay. So I guess I have to break out magic missile.
Okay. Which of the three are you going for?
Oh dear. So which one is the one that's currently attacking the wagon?
The one that's the wagon you guys are on, or the one that's attacking the one ahead of it?
So okay, so there's one attacking our wagon, and there's one attacking the other wagon
Right.
that's in front of us.
Yep. And there's one
Okay.
that Asteki is currently trying to melee with, and he's not being highly successful. He's charged off
dear.
to face this one. It's kind of a dilemma.
This is quite a dilemma. So let us, I guess, let's I guess the one that's attacking the other wagon has. Are there any pilgrims in the wagon that's ahead of us?
Yes, there are still people around everywhere. So in that sense, most of them have gone out of the wagons at this point.
Okay. So I say then let's maybe help out Asteki, who is currently in the midst of, struggling with the current one. So let's attack that one, the one that Asteki is struggling with.
Okay, so you
I
pop.
appreciate that.
It's hard not to appreciate that. So you pop magic missile.
All right.
You're gonna roll. You get 3 shots. You want all 3 to hit that one zombie, or do you want to spread your shots around?
Oh, I can do that?
Yeah. Although I won't tell you what to do.
'Cause
No, I'll tell
dang
you.
it.
You probably, based on what Frederick has said so far, you probably want to pump all 3 shots into one of them.
Okay.
I second that.
All right, then
Please help me.
we'll go with the one zombie that is, or the feral zombie that's attacking Asteki.
So go ahead and roll your damage for the magic missile 3 times, as they're guaranteed to hit.
Okay.
So 1,
So cool.
2, 8,
Good rolls.
13.
Good rolls.
That's solid. That's solid. Let's see. We will designate this as the one that he is fighting, just so that we know this. And we will wound it significantly. Yeah, so with an arcane shout, 3 bolts of energy launch upwards out of Samara's hand and then beam straight down over Asteki's shoulders into the thing he's fighting. And tear off a lot of its flesh. It kind of like bats Asteki away with one claw and howls up at the wagon and locks cold, dead eye sockets on your eyes. You've made a friend.
Wonderful.
I don't think he liked that.
Frederick, what is our dwarf doing?
Guys, I think it's time to go. Our job is to protect the people, not the wagons. So I'm going to hop down in the direction that everyone's running, and then also take a shot at the one that's on Asteki.
Okay. The classic focus fire.
Go here. Yeah, if we could pull one down, then we can work on the other.
I agree with this line of thinking. I think it's time to go.
Weren't you just suggesting we charge?
Yes, and then I found myself in the
More
grip of death.
information.
and then I changed my mind.
Frontline regrets.
Nice. Roll that damage. Wow.
That's insane.
Okay, so when D&D Beyond says that this is a deadly encounter, apparently they underestimated your collective abilities.
It's deadly for them.
Frederick levels it's a longbow, isn't it, or is it a crossbow?
It's a long way.
Knocks an arrow, pulls back, and just shouts, "Duck!" To which Asteki, in the process of looking to see why he's being shot out, instinctively ducks down just enough that the arrow whizzes past his ear and plants itself square in the head of whatever he's fighting and knocks it back into the mud from whence it does not again rise. That
Good
was
job.
pretty impressive. And on
See? Because I knew to duck when I heard duck.
We still need to go. That doesn't mean we stay and fight. We still need to go.
We need to leave.
we need to leave. Get up, move faster. Get up, move faster. Speaking of which, Dagon, how's our tavern brawler doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm gathering here. We're out of here, right?
Yeah, we're out of here. We need
Oh,
to,
yeah.
of course, cover the escape of the peasants, or sorry, the what's the word? Pilgrims. But yeah, we need to leave. We're not fighting to win. We're fighting to leave.
Yeah, we need to leave and gather all of these scattered pilgrims together. That way we can, escort them away safely to wherever that may be.
All right, I'm gonna look to that boy, and I'm gonna say, "You stick by one of us, and you stay close." And then what I'd like to try to do, looking at the map here, would it be possible for me to jump to this side of the wagon and try to push our own wagon over onto that zombie guy?
Whoop. Like that. Sure.
Wow,
That's an idea.
I'd
I like
to,
it.
Smash him with it, and then just start booking and trying to kind of cover the rear.
Are you going to try to push the whole covered wagon by yourself over?
Is anybody there to help me?
I will help. I will
Let's
help out
see.
as much as I can.
Asteki has an action coming. If you hold for him to join you, the two of you could probably rally some people to help shove this thing over.
I think that's a great idea.
All right, yeah. Well, in that case, I'll kind of jump over the side, tell the kid to get moving, and say, everybody, come over here. I need some help.
All right. Asteki, you're going to throw your shoulder into it too?
Yes.
All right. I believe you're granting advantage. So, Adam, go ahead and roll a strength check with advantage.
Is there a way to flag advantage?
Just roll it twice. We'll take the better of the two.
Just have to roll twice. Yeah.
Gotcha. You said strength check, correct?
Mm-hmm. Because we all glance over at Discord like, what's he going to roll? What's he going to roll? Okay, we're not going to count that one. Roll it
Better.
again. Now that one we're going to count. There we go.
Love advantage.
That's my shoulder at work right there.
And again, the beauty of 5th edition, there's no crazy modifiers. It's just, hey, roll twice. Take the better. The two of you throw your shoulders into it, and the boy kind of jumps up and beats his fists on the side of the wagon, and it actually slides enough in the mud that it doesn't so much tip as roll in the mud. And you hear a high-pitched squeal from the other side of it. Let's just see what happens. Yeah, that's not going to happen. As the wagon rolls over onto its side and catches the legs and feet of the other undead monster and pulls it down into the mud as it tries to claw its way up over this thing. I don't know how much time you bought yourselves, but you bought yourself a few moments with it. That its action is going to be claw its way out of there. People are running. And this one is still going to continue its advances in the back, completely unaware of the fact that another one has been trapped, and is going to take a swing at Frederick, because it can. And is not going to be anywhere close to successful as his footwork carries him back and away from it. Did you need me, sweetie?
No.
Okay. She's just coming down to watch.
I'd like
To
to
watch
think
the show.
that as Taki and I, once we get that thing over, I say, "Yeah, boy, that's what I'm talking about," and I high five him.
Oh, the kid's all in on that one. He's
I'm down
ecstatic.
for a good high five.
High fives all around, yo.
High five.
Can I sit on your lap and
No.
watch the show?
No.
Yes, air five.
Air fives, which is short-lived because Frederick's getting attacked at the exact same time. And
I'm
his
like,
fourth,
oh, crap.
ah! Which takes us to Samara's action, as there's an undead directly in front of you, and the bulk of the people have started to disappear into the mists and fog, running and slipping in the mud.
Right. So, let's see. What can I do? Let's see. I do have an earth tremor spell. With which how muddy it is, I don't know. I don't know what that's gonna do. But you did say there is a one of the zombies that's about to attack.
Yeah, there is, and it's. I mean,
Okay, well, we are gonna do earth tremor then.
okay. It makes a dex
guess.
save. Let's see if it makes it save. I don't think it's going to, but let's see. It totally did not. You can roll ahead and roll that d6 bludgeoning damage. Actually, you can roll it twice, given the circumstances. So that's a pretty good chunk of damage it did to it, as it slides down into the mud, and tries to pick itself back up, failing fairly miserably. And that then takes us to Frederick again.
I'm gonna stick with the same strategy. But I'm gonna step onto the wagon that's been tipped over
Okay.
onto the guy. So I'm like shooting right into his stinky eye holes.
The fighting
Don't
withdrawal.
appreciate that.
Okay. Go ahead and roll it. Nice. Oops. Didn't mean to erase you. There we go. Let's see. That would be the one that's there. That's this one, if I recall correctly. Let me update this real quick. And 9 damage. All right. You're making some pretty good progress. Get that one off the board. All right. So that takes us to Dagon. Is back up again. There's the one under the wagon that's now pulled itself up and is starting to stand up as it gets shot in the shoulder with one of Frederick's arrows. There's the one that's picking itself up and is starting to climb over the wagon behind you. And then you can hear more of that undead guttural howl out in the mists behind you. Specifically on either side of where people have been running.
Fantastic. Well, that does not bode well.
From my knowledge of my approximate knowledge of what these might be, is this what like normal pack hunting tactics?
Yes. They're definitely coordinated. This is something that's not that unusual, but it's still definitely not garden variety zombies. Kaylee scoot. I know.
All right, I'm going to hop up on the wagon right next to Frederick.
Mm-hmm.
Just sort of drop my sword next to me, and can I whip out my two hand axes and just throw them both at the guy he just shot?
Yeah. Go ahead and roll it. All right. All right, how we do? Let's see. Looking through here, hit, damage, hit, and give me another damage. That thing is definitely getting beat to heck. I should have one more damage popping up. I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. Those 2 hand axes hit, and that zombie is no longer moving. So that's been eliminated. And you realize...
I'm going to look around at the group, just hearing what we're hearing out there, and say, I don't know if we're going to be saving that many people tonight.
This is just, they're hurting them. They're hurting them that way. We need to get over there where they are pointing that way.
Let's see. Asteki, what's our paladin doing at this stage?
So, do I have an action, or did I lose that because I helped push over the thing?
You are up now. You helped push over the thing, so that was that action. Now now you're up to go. There's the one in the back of the last wagon. The last of the pilgrims are now sprinting, well, climbing through the mud into the mist.
So I think I have the power of divine sense. I need to know what other evil is out there. If we're near the end of this, or if it's just beginning. Or is that a bad idea?
That is a great idea.
It's not a bad idea. We're just not near the end of it.
That is a
great
idea.
I didn't know what was being signaled by my partners over there.
Well, so this, from my understanding of zombies, this was a trap. They were scaring them to run in that direction, and there's a bunch more of them over there. I don't know how many more. Perhaps your divine sense can tell us, but no, we're not near the end of it.
Okay.
Yes. So you take a moment to focus your energies into your divinity and your connection to your God, and sensing good and evil. And you take stock of the situation. You start to realize that the evil is not specifically in any given creature, but in the current moment that you reach out for the first time since this battle has started, the evil is actually the fog itself. The mists radiate evil. The mud radiates darkness. The light that should be shining down from above from the sun is not present. And even though you can sense the undead around you and the numbers are growing, and it's not only in the direction the pilgrims have run, but surrounding you, it pales in comparison to the sheer chaos and darkness of the mists themselves.
That is not good news. I do not. I fear this feeling, and I don't know what to do. Like, what fights mist and darkness is just light. But I already spent my action, so I have to do, like, attack is my only other option, or withdraw. Like, what do I do? I don't know.
That you could continue to support with this last monster here. You can also head into the mists to try to face whatever's out there on your own. You could try to follow the pilgrims to see if you can catch their trail.
I'll try to finish off the monster that's here.
Okay.
But everybody else got the heads up.
You move in and take up a position in front of the party to take on the last of the beasts. You used your action to I think it's an action to use your divinity, which was not a bad action. It gives all of you a nice thing, nice layout as to what to expect, and some intel as to what's happening. And that's then going to take us to Samara's action.
All right. Well, let's see. Based on that knowledge, I think I want to try to Is there any way, like with minor illusion, how does that work? Is that something that I could use to possibly draw away some of the creatures? That way I can try to, corral the people back, or at least go get them to bring them back.
The minor illusion will let you create like a hologram.
Okay.
Or you could create like a sound effect with it. So in this context, I'm not sure if you can corral 100 people with a couple of small living images.
Okay.
It's a clever idea, but not necessarily applicable at the moment.
Okay. Well, would I be able to use Misty Step then, which allows me to teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space that I can see, although it is foggy, so I don't know how far I can see.
Well, again, if there's somewhere you want to teleport to, that's within range.
Just to try to see if I can get ahead of where the people are to try to.
Ooh, that's
Turn
a good
them back
idea.
around?
The
I
people
don't
that
know.
are fleeing, you want to push it back towards us? I think the fleeing option was the good option. If we can't find a way to distill the mist.
Well, yeah, but they're heading into the mist that's, full
Oh,
full
that's
of
further
unknown
towards evil.
darkness.
Oh, yeah, there you go. You have to convince them to come back.
I
That's
think we're
what I was-
beyond that. I mean, at this point, who knows? They've been running this whole time. I don't think that we'd be able to catch them.
Well, Samara can face step her way towards where they were running and try to catch some of them. That's a very that's perfectly reasonable if that's what she wants to try to do.
I don't know what the good play is here. Do we stick here, try to fight the current, zombies that were, attacking the caravan?
Maybe if you kill the zombie, then it defeats the mist. I don't know. It doesn't sound like it. I'm just trying to, like all I have is a hammer and there's a nail in front of us.
There is a certain amount of that hammer nail in the moment. I don't blame you.
If we take this one out, there's nothing we know of following us. So if we take this one out, we can track faster. It would be my idea.
Okay, so which let's see, which zombie is the one that we still need to get rid of? Is there more than one?
There's only one left that you guys can see within this small pocket of space within the mists.
Okay, well then let's go for that one.
All right. Firebolt, I presume?
Yes, let's go with a firebolt.
And that will definitely hit. Roll me damage. And that will do damage. That definitely shakes it up good, but not enough to finish it. It is going to take an action and lunge forward at Asteki.
Oh no.
Oh wait, no, Frederick. I'm sorry, I was looking at the wrong spot on the chart. Frederick's up.
Oh.
Shoot it.
Pull back an arrow, let it fly. Definitely landing square on it.
Pew pew.
More pew pew, less QQ. And continues to pick away at its body with arrows. Little by little, wearing it down as it continues to lumber forward in the mud towards Dagon. Dagon's up.
I am just going to lunge for this guy and just pummel his face in.
Okay. Is this the brawler attack or is this a longsword attack?
I dropped my sword in the cart, so I'm just going to wail on him with, one with the right, one with the left.
Okay.
Seems like a legitimate strategy.
Nice.
Whoa.
It's got all the good rolls tonight.
Yeah, we're going to have to start referring to Dagon as Dagon the Undefeated.
Wow. It doesn't look sick
Yep.
from here. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, I don't think he needs that. Okay, here's the
Right.
good news. You guys you now officially
Still
have a
hit him
reroll.
twice.
You have a reroll
Oh.
on the table. You owe Sonic for that one.
Who wants to re-roll?
Yeah, well, at this point, I'd bank it.
Yeah, we
Oh,
need to reroll.
we'll
When I roll one.
Yeah, bank it.
Yeah, we're going to bank the
This is
reroll.
like inspiration.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you, Sonic.
Yeah, I set up my channel points for rerolls and for bonuses to rolls. Because why not?
Very nice.
I'm not, yeah. It adds a little more fun. So, as Dagon literally drags this thing down into the mud and just beats the unliving tar out of it, you suddenly realize that the only thing you hear is the squish of the mud and dead flesh. As he stands up, and you look around the small pocket now that no longer encompasses the caravan, but now is limited to the four of you, one overturned wagon, and one still standing wagon. The horses themselves are gone, having run off in the chaos as their bridles were broken and slashed. You realize you don't hear any sounds anywhere. It's an unnatural silence that overtakes you. You don't even hear the screams or cries of the pilgrims.
You should have taken the detour.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Regrets.
I'm gonna grab all my weapons that I dropped.
I take that back. There's one sound you can make out, and that is a small muffled cry underneath the wagon that's still standing.
Oh shit, the boy.
Oh, the boy. Yeah, he told him to stay close.
He's curled up in a small ball in the mud underneath the back wagon. He just looks up at you with big eyes
Oh,
and doesn't say anything. He just looks terrified.
he's traumatized.
I'll pick him up, like kind of like stand him up on his feet, brush some mud off him, and be like, "Yeah, you see, look, you look good. That wasn't so bad, right?"
Mm-hmm.
Try to like uplift his spirits the way only an idiot can.
He's listening, but you can tell he's just so shell-shocked that he's not sure what to make of anything.
Well, I try to search the wagons to try to find anything that might comfort him. A toy, a token of, something from home that may make him feel better.
Okay.
Some blueberry.
Yeah, you can find you managed to find a dry blanket. The rain has stopped. But you're now standing about your feet fully sink into the mud as you walk around the space you're currently in. And you realize that even in the time it took you to find the blanket for the boy, the mists have continued to encroach on your party.
I'm gonna see if I can't figure out where pilgrims went.
Okay.
Investigation. I know that Misk is closing on us and stuff. I'll get you some water in a second, okay?
Okay. Go ahead and roll investigation with disadvantage. So one more time. and then we'll get the water. Okay. Okay. As Frederick starts to range out to get a sense for where everyone has gone and the mists continue to close in on your group, you continue to huddle tighter and tighter and consider what your next choice is going to be. And why don't we take a 5-er? I've got about probably 40 minutes left, but I think we all probably could use a quick stretch for those that want to take it.
Oh, good.
All right, I'm going to put this into chat mode.
Sounds good.
For those that are staying and hanging out. Ooh.
So good.
We've made Azteki's night, that's for sure.
I can see it in my head.
Remind me when he gets back to unmute him. Wrong button.
I'll be right back.
I'll hang out here with everybody else.
about like having, those options that you don't have to pay ridiculous amount of
Oh,
money
is that
for.
Is that the animation? I wanna see
Yeah.
it. Oh, it's gone.
Isn't it cool?
Yeah, no, it's super cool.
I would say it was a lot of work, but literally that was like about 25 minutes or so to whip that up.
That's pretty much my professional life. I spend like 15 minutes actually coding stuff, and then like 4 or 5 hours in meetings.
I've heard that from a couple of people in various industries.
Yeah.
It's 10% inspiration, 20% perspiration, and the remaining percentage is meetings.
Yep.
And then
For sure.
my personal favorite, we have tomorrow off from teaching. It's an asynchronous day, so the kids are just going to log in anytime and do their work, and they're giving us the whole day to grade papers and relax. Oh, and we have a mandatory staff meeting at 2 p.m.
Okay. Well,
My favorite corporate event was the mandatory voluntary overtime. You're free to pick what day you're going to work for free overtime.
God.
It was a thing. I'm there next to the vice president of the company rolling human resources posters, and she's saying, "Oh, I thought by the 20th we would be done with this." Like, yeah, me too. That's why I picked the end of the month too.
And then there was silence.
Yep. No, because it's an inside joke. You would have had to been there.
So we last left our intrepid heroes. You were standing knee-deep in mud in the middle of a forest, having successfully, quote-unquote, fended off an undead attack as the dark mists have continued to swirl around your party. What is your collective plan?
well, I think we need to figure out how we're going to get out of the grasp of this mist that keeps encroaching on us. And maybe figure out, I don't know if it matters where the source is of this mist.
To me, it's obvious boy is the key. I don't know what the answer is. I don't know what the boy knows or doesn't know, but I'm prepared to start lighting stuff on fire and antagonizing the darkness and the zombies around me to buy you guys time so you can figure it out.
But why would the boy have anything to do with it? He's part of the
I have
pilgrimage.
no idea. I'm just looking around, and the only thing I see is a bunch of dead zombies, us, wrecked caravans, and a boy. I'm not going to set the boy on fire. I'll set the caravans on fire.
No, but
And let you guys figure it out.
the only reason the boy is with us is because we told him to stick near us so he wouldn't get hurt.
Yeah, I don't think the boy has anything to do with.
You do have, for the record, the dead body of the caravan master and a couple other random pilgrims that didn't make it into the mists.
So do I as Techie, you're like setting like a fire perimeter around us?
Yeah, I'm trying to distract the undead. I'll bring them on myself to buy you guys time. Like, if there's no chance, if we're facing undead hordes, wave after wave of undead hordes, I'll bring them on myself while you guys figure out an escape plan.
Or we could just leave. If we light a fire here, everyone will see it and they'll come to it. We should just leave. Did I get any, like, on the investigation? Did I see anything?
Yes. Good point to bring that up, actually. There is definitely a set of trail where the pilgrims went up into the mist, to the one side of the road, that you could start to follow them. However, in your experience, things don't not make sound when they crash through a forest. that is somewhat interfering with your ability to get a feel for where things have gone.
That's fair. It is weird and eerily silent, which is why I was trying to look for tracks in the first place.
Yeah, you definitely have, like, you're able to identify a clear path that the bulk of them have followed in a given direction. If that's what you want to, if you guys want to head off in that general sense together.
Well, I'd like to, if we got a minute, I'd like to search the bodies around here, particularly the caravan master, just see if he's got anything on him. You don't need it.
I was going to...
For what? Like, what are you like? Oh, like loot him? I thought you meant like a map or something of the area.
Well, yeah, and that too. Anything. I mean, like he's leading the thing. Maybe he's got a weird note from some, like, hey, head down this way. I don't know. And he probably has money because he's the master.
It's a weird thing to be thinking about right now, man.
He might have secrets.
Okay.
Maybe this whole caravan was meant to be attacked.
If
Maybe
you
there
guys
was
are
some
gonna-
sort of alternate objective.
You might have some clues on him as to maybe what happened to him when he got dragged into the mist or the fog. Maybe he came back with something. Maybe he had something on his... I agree. I think it might be worth our while to investigate his body before we head off into the forest after the rest of the pilgrims.
Okay. You, it's not hard to start to go through his pockets, as it were, and pouch. You have seen injuries before, so you're not overly wigged out by just how badly his body has been clawed open. Obviously, you keep the kid away
I'm
from
gonna
it.
take the kid. Yeah, I'm gonna take the kid away. Look at these tracks. This is what tracking is like. These people are doing weird stuff. Don't loot dead bodies.
In his his possessions, you find maps. There's a manifest for the caravan that details as near as you can tell, the wagons and their goods. It's in a lot of different shorthand that you don't immediately recognize, but you can kind of get the gist of it. Lots of abbreviations and stuff. He clearly has been doing this a long time. There's kind of like a language that was probably being used in a sense. Some gold in his pockets, some spending money, some small change, coppers and silvers. He does have a dagger as well as a club as weapons, but nothing out of the ordinary. You are also able to find kind of like a plan that details the distance traveled, how much food is needed. It definitely looked like the plan was for the caravan to take about 4 or 5 days to get to a destination. It would stay there for unloading for a day, and then there seems to be a plan to come on back.
That doesn't help us. Things did not go according to plan. There's a fog. Stuff's on fire. Zombies are attacking us. What are we gonna do?
My stuff wasn't on fire yet. Did you actually set the fire?
I probably did while you weren't looking.
Stuff.
These wet wagons burn real good.
As a point of clarity, more likely things are on smoke.
There you go.
As trying to get a roaring bonfire in the current weather conditions is somewhat outside of your reach.
I'm going to scoop up his money, and I'll take the map, and I'll say, hey, does anybody know how to read these things? Where are we at? Actually, I'll take the money and see if I can do it without them noticing.
Go ahead and roll the dex check, just for the giggles. Let's see. Most likely to spot you is going to be... Yeah, as near as everyone can tell, there is no money to be had.
Yeah, how about these maps, guys?
All right. Well,
I thought you were getting back to the straight and narrow, man.
Well, you got to take from someone to give it to them.
Let me see those maps.
The maps do show that the path road does lead into a tall pine forest at this area. There should be mountains to your west, some kind of body of water north, which is a settlement supposed to be past that and on another body of water. If you go east, which is the direction everyone fled, there's supposed to be a valley that then opens up, that then runs into a mountain range. So if people really went far that way, they won't go too long before they start to get some pretty rough terrain. Or you could head
If they
south.
really ran that way,
Yeah.
according to the map, if they ran that way, they're in some trouble.
All right. Well, then we may want to skedaddle and try to catch up with them and see if we can stop them from getting into something they can't get out of. I don't know.
Skedaddle it is.
It's obvious we failed at this mission. Even though we fought off the dead, we're pretty much left on our own to find our own way. So I'm fine with whatever the group decide to go, where we decide to go.
Don't you want to protect the weak?
No, I'm down with protecting the boy. Maybe we ask the boy where he wants to go.
Probably
Maybe
paladin
he knows
family.
where he needs to go. I don't know.
What kind of
Both of
paladin
his
are you?
parents were here. We should go see if we can find them.
There you go. Let's find the kid's parents.
So we have to go.
Seems like a legitimate
So we
strategy to
have to
me.
go find the
That's all
other.
I
We don't know
I
both
got a
of the
boy and a
parents. We
bonfire.
only know about the dad, right? Because the dad wanted to eat her up. So
So you start to gather up some supplies, or do you just head out? I guess here's my next question. How long do you want to spend gathering supplies before you lay in pursuit?
I mean, all stuff was all in one wagon. We could just look in that wagon, grab our stuff, and go.
Yeah, I'm down with the get and go.
Right, a quick
Mentality.
grab of things and go.
Yeah, no need to search anything. Let's GTFO.
Get the flock out of here. Got it.
See if where the boy stuff is. If it's just grab it, give it to him to carry, so he has something to do.
Yeah, he's happy to help gather stuff together quickly. He has a pack that he's able to find eventually, or steer you guys towards. And then you set out. As you walk, the mud makes it slow. And the fog doesn't help any, because as you get more than an arm's reach away from each other, you start to lose each other in it, which is making it even slower as you can't spread out like you normally would when you travel. You can usually give yourself a bit more space, but it almost feels like you're on top of each other just to maintain sight to each other in the mist. The kid has more or less put his hand inside Dagon's and is now clenching down so hard it's actually starting to become uncomfortable, as he is terrified of losing you. As you continue following the road, the path that you believe the majority of the people have taken, you start to notice two specific things. The first is that it's not getting rougher and it's not going up into mountains. It's seeming to go down towards a valley. The second is, as you're watching the mud and the dirt in front of you, instead of seeing tracks of 60 people, they start to spread out and fan out so that you see fewer and fewer footprints in any one stretch. And as you try to steer yourselves towards where you think the bulk of them went, the footprints just become even more and more sparse, until eventually you realize you aren't following any tracks anymore. Even taking the time to double back, there's no sign. After about an hour, you pick up the fact that not only are you no longer following footprints, but you're not even in mud anymore. You're simply walking through the same forest. And for a moment, you start to wonder, which way is north? Are you really going in a direction? And then it strikes Samara first. it should be a lot lighter for midday. You've easily been walking for hours, and it's still in that dull darkness that comes before the sun crests the horizon, and has not moved a bit more light since you set out.
Well, this is quite a conundrum. What are we gonna do, guys? Do we keep going? Do we turn around? Do we even know where we're going?
Gotta just keep going one direction, because if we start turning around, we don't know where we're going to be. We really can't tell.
I would ask the boy if he knows anything. That's all I got.
What is it with you and the boy?
He's as scared and terrified as the rest of you.
Okay. Well, then I feel consoled by his scariness, because I'm scared too. We could be scared together. It's okay. We can cry. It's fine.
Supposed to be the brave paladin.
I'm the great scared boy paladin in this one, at least, because I don't know what's going on. You're the one who's supposed to help us, Samara.
Me?
Yeah,
What am I?
it struck you first that we weren't going in the right direction.
Yes.
That's something.
Does it
do,
mean
do
that
something.
I
Do that thing you do with the thing.
the thing that okay.
Yeah.
Like
Sure.
the thing you do where you just know things because of divine knowledge.
Yeah.
You do the thing.
You are
You
the
have
one
that
who,
power.
Asteki is the one who has the connection to a god.
Okay. Well, then I ask him, what's going on here? Why are we here? And what's going on? Maybe he can help us. Show me a sign. Like
So he begins praying.
like a little sign. Like can I get a star? Can I get a direction? Do I know which way is north? Which direction calls me? I'm looking for a calling. I'm looking for a sign.
Okay, so you take a moment to pray, to open yourself up to the light, and ask for a sign. And in that moment, it becomes very clear which way to go. You absolutely know it's this way.
Let's go this way, guys. Not that way, but this way.
Okay. I trust your judgment.
Asteki starts walking somewhat off the original course, and as every step he takes, the bubble in the mist around you expands. And you can actually step further away from each other and see each other. And
This is good.
the forest begins to open up into kind of a rolling plain. At least it seems to. Maybe you're just passing through clearings. It's hard to tell. And soon you can see that the mists have opened up and completely dissipate as you step past a tree line, and you can see rolling hills that go down into a valley where there is a town. It's a fairly large city, probably home to several hundred people. Plaster walls in their buildings, shingles, full windows, but still eerily quiet. And you still have yet to see the sun.
Do we see any sign of any of the pilgrims coming through?
No.
Do we see anybody?
For a town of that size, you would expect to see people coming and going along the roads, especially at late afternoon, early supper, except there is no sign of people. There's no one bringing in animals from a hunt. There's no one bringing in food to market. There's no one coming out for some kind of a delivery. It is eerily quiet.
Do we want to go investigate this?
I think we should hit the tavern. That's where all the news is. That's where we'll find out what's going on.
If there are people in the tavern, we have to go see what's going on.
Well, if there's anybody, they're at the tavern.
Okay.
I'm down for getting a drink.
Let's go see if we can find this tavern in the town.
Okay. You make your way down the hillside and pick up what's left of a road. And you get your first sense of life. You can hear shouting and the sounds of melee coming from some distance around the streets. As you work your way down the path into the road and into the entrance to the town, you're also taken back by how much the buildings are not repaired. Shingles have fallen off roofs, plaster remains cracked, several of the windows in the buildings are broken or boarded up. You said you're looking for a tavern, right?
If there is one, yes.
Yep. Where's the party at?
Yeah, I was about to say we should
You said we hear fighting, right?
to the fighting. Yeah.
Okay.
It's probably at the tavern because that's where the party's at.
That's always where the
I know my
party's at.
people. I know my people.
I will attempt to try to approach this fighting stealthily. Like, I don't want to just walk around the corner and be like, hey!
Okay.
Right. Kind of want to quietly approach.
You come around the corner with Dagon pressing his back to it first and kind of looking at the kid to go, shh, 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 shh. And you glance around and you can see a group of people executing a fighting withdrawal down the street towards a building that's still lit. Remember, the sun hasn't broken yet, so the only lights that are keeping you moving are basically lights that mid-twilight where the shadows kind of blend with darkness. But there is a building down the street a distance, several alleys before you reach it, where you can make out the orange glow of light coming through the windows that have not been boarded over. And you can see three people falling back, fighting off a small pack of what appear to be undead on their way there.
Can I give them cover fire?
Absolutely, if you want to step out and start taking shots.
Right.
Yeah, I'm down for helping them out too.
Right.
Let's rush them.
Yes. Let's go assist.
Okay, let me quickly clean up something here. Nope, that doesn't get cleaned up because that didn't happen. Okay, in that case, I need you guys to roll me an initiative as you charge into another brawl. I am, however, going to set this to that because that's from last time. Okay. Let's see. Did all the initiatives come down? Oh, there they all are. Sweet. Starting counter. Samara is coming. It starts at 14. Frederick, 9. Dagon and the boy on 8. And Asteki, the pure, gets to go first.
Okay. Well, with more undead on the way, I'll start pummeling whoever's closest to me.
Okay, so to describe, you're looking down the road. You see 5 undead bodies lunging forward, pushing 3 people back towards the tavern. The 3 people are working their way back. One of them is dragging another. And the third is looks like a girl with this shock white hair that's kind of fencing them off with a blade. Her companion has a spear while he's dragging the one that's down. What are you doing, Asteki?
Whichever zombie that's closest to them, that's not being engaged, that's not being fought, I will defend the onslaught with them as they retreat towards us.
Are you going to charge into the back of them, or do you want to charge past them and try to create a defensive line?
I will hold the line with them.
Okay. So, all right. So your action is going to be to help get in a position to protect and support.
Correct.
How worried are you about getting hit on your way there? Because you can push through the zombies, but they're going to take free shots if you don't go like full defense on your way in.
I would like to go full defense at this point.
Okay. No problem.
I don't want to overextend. I want to protect. I want to try to help them, but without exposing myself too much because I have no idea what's going on right now.
Okay. So you clamber your way through and, use your shield to push and knock and kind of stumble / charge / climb through the melee and plant yourself between the three and the zombies and then smile because you got their backs.
That's what I do.
It's what you do. Immediately, one of the zombies is going to throw themselves on top of your shield. Ow.
Sounds like a Thursday.
It does sound like a Thursday. And is going to just batter away at you, finding pieces of your armor where its hands can reach in and pull the armor away from your body. Samara, you're standing at the end of the road. What are you doing?
I'm gonna try to provide, let's see, and try to provide supportive fire,
Okay. Go ahead, roll it.
All right. What am I rolling?
If you're going to use your flame bolt, I presume, or firebolt.
Sorry, what? Firebolt? Yes.
Yeah. That's your go-to.
Oh wow. Oh gosh.
Well, we have a reroll. Do you want to use it?
I was like, can we use that reroll?
We have not
Use
yet.
it. Thank you, Sonic.
Yes, courtesy of Sonic. Thank you.
There.
What?
Was it a 7?
It was
Or 1?
It was 7, but
Okay.
that was
Still
cheap.
better than a 1.
Yeah, we'll take that.
That's
Could've
enough
been
to hit
better.
it. Roll damage. I'm going to mark this one as the
been better.
one that's on Asteki, so we remember which one this one is.
Okay.
And 7 damage. Nice. That's not bad for that. Bink. Another zombie is going to lunge forward, and it's going to take a swing at the girl.
Oh no. Oh, no.
And, it's going to connect.
Oh no.
That's not a good thing.
Uh-oh.
It batters its way through her defenses.
No.
And she obviously is losing ground to it and starts to lose her footing in the fight. Let's see. The one that's down, that's dragging that one's going to lash out with his spear. And that's enough to hit. It's going to poke at the one that's not on Asteki. And then the girl is going to do her thing. And she's going to fight back at the one that hit her, and she does some damage to it. Mostly she's continuing to cover everyone as they keep giving ground, which is giving them a bit of an advantage as Asteki is providing good cover and doing the paladin-y thing. Frederick, what's up?
I shoot.
You take a shot? All right.
Yeah.
That'll hit. Give me some damage.
To try to pick the one off of Asteki.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's slowly being whittled away as it's, hit first with a fire blast, and then an arrow lands in another bit of its flesh. But it continues to batter itself against Asaki's shield. Dagon? Oh, you're muted.
Oh, it looks like you're muted.
There he goes.
I'm gonna turn to the boy. I'm gonna point to the side of the battle. I'm gonna tell this kid, I'm gonna say, you gotta stay quiet. You gotta hit the side there, slink around back, and just stay quiet.
He looks at you. Right. Stay here.
And then I am going to charge in and try to. You said one of the people was down, being dragged, right? Are there zombies on those two?
Yeah. There's like a wall of zombies that's just pushing them. And the one is dragging their friend as quickly as they can back.
Gotcha. I am going to attack one of them that's attacking the one dragging the down person.
Okay.
Try to strike them with the melee strike thing, and then try to grapple him to try to just pull him back.
Okay.
Like give him some ground.
The custom move.
That's what I do.
Okay, roll it.
Ooh, not good.
It's good enough. Give me a damage
Wow,
roll.
okay.
Zombies are not hard to hit. You have to really work to miss a zombie. Okay, and then make your grapple check.
Nice.
Whoa, yeah, it's definitely been grappled. By the way, we have a
I've got
reroll.
dice.
You have a reroll in the queue if you need it now. Geeky Chick hooked you guys up.
Oh, yay. Thank you.
There's a reroll in the queue. So you slam into the zombie with one hand, wrap your arm around it, and wrestle it down in a headlock, just in time to see your ward stab it in the top of the head with a knife. And he looks up at you as, I did good.
You're doing great, kid. You're doing great. You're a natural.
Because it's not hard to hit something that's incapacitated. There's still one that's going to turn around and backhand you because you're right there. So you look down at the kid and smile, only to hear this, and you look over your shoulder as it reaches over and fails, and you're able to like push it back before it fully connects with you. Give a little bit of ground. The guy on the ground is going to pull out a hand crossbow and take a shot as he's being dragged. Hey, and hits. Go fig. Not for a lot, but we'll do it. And then he's reloading it as he's being dragged. Which then takes us around to... Yep, one more is going to take a swing at Azteki and see what happens. Nope. So now Azteki's got 2 on him. One is on Dagon. The people are almost to the door of the tavern. So there we go. Those are marked. And we're back to Azteki's action.
I don't know what to do. Should I continue to fight the ones that are off that are on me off me? I don't have any other options, right? Do I run away?
Well, you can fight the one that's in front of you.
I'll continue to fight the one that's in front of me.
Finally make an attack roll. You've been doing lots of other fun stuff today. I forgot to put this up for everyone to look at, so they can track to see how it's going for you guys.
All right. There you go.
How'd you do? That's good enough to... that's your damage roll. No, that's your hit roll. That's going to hit. Give me a damage.
It is.
Oh, there goes 6. That is pretty good. It is not in good shape. Looks like one more hit and it's definitely going to come down. But there's still the other one that's now starting to like clamber over your shield. Samara, what are you doing? Oh wait, no, sorry. It gets its action. In its last breath, it does nothing effectual. As it continues to just like claw at your shield and just try to, it's not like trying to rip your shield away from you. You're in a wrestling match over
that break. Good shield.
Good shield.
I like that shield. It's my favorite shield.
We're gonna find the guy who made that and give him a high five. I mean, serious.
If you survive all this. All right, Samara's up now.
If.
All right. All right, so I guess I'm going to take out that other zombie, whichever zombie needs to be taken out. So
there's 2 on Azteki. One is in bad shape and one is untouched so far. One is currently like lunging at Dagon and the other one's continuing to attack the girl and the 2 people that are down.
sounds like just a good spread attack
Goodness.
opportunity to like get the one off of me dead and then get that.
Yeah, I guess since magic missile is the only one that has that ability, maybe that might be the way to go.
Seems legitimate.
Unfortunately, you don't have the energy for that at this point.
Oh no!
I'm too low.
You start to grab for the Eldritch energy and realize that you just can't grab onto it anymore, as you've already kind of expended that.
Well,
You still have your fire bolts.
we got firebolts. Let's do it.
You can do
That's what
that
we got.
until you fall asleep.
All right. Well, let's firebolt it up.
All right. That'll definitely hit. Give me a damage.
Hey, now we're talking.
Whoa.
Destroyed. Good job.
The one that's got its hands wrapped around your shield suddenly kind of bolts forward, and you watch as like the various parts fall away in a burst of flame, and a flaming head kind of flies over the shield past you.
Once again, you saved me. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I see a recurring theme in this thing.
All right, the one that's down is going to make a stab with his spear, and critical. So let's apply that damage to the one that's next to Asteki. Because, hey, why not? Okay, so cancel that action. Boom, 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 boom. And that is this. It's going to take that. Bink, bink. Okay. The white-haired girl is going to continue to fight, and she's going to push forward now and attempt to like come up next to Asteki, and just continues to swing back and forth with her blade. And for a moment, she actually looks like she knows what she's doing with it. Not that well, but hey, she's doing her part. Frederick, you're up.
I'll take another shot.
All right. Pull back, let another arrow fly. Who are you targeting at this point?
There's only one on Asteki right now, right?
Yes.
And it did get stabbed a little. Well, it got critically stabbed.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll shoot that one.
Okay.
Thank you so much for covering me, guys.
You're so welcome. This is my whole job.
appreciate it.
Yep, that'll definitely hit a zombie. That'll definitely wound a zombie. Oops. That's this one. Let you have it.
Yes.
And drop the zombie. All right, Dagon, you're up.
Very nice.
All right, there's still the one that I'm like wrestling with, right?
Yeah, there's the one that you wrestled down that the kid finished off, and then there's the one that attacked you immediately thereafter.
Okay, gotcha. I will just go ahead and take. I'll just take 2 strikes at the one that came at me.
Okay. That's enough to hit. Okay. That will successfully grapple with it. Damage.
Oh, I'm just meaning to double punch him.
Oh, double punch? Okay. Then those are 2 hits, and that's that. Okay. It's slowly going down. The one commoner, he's not doing anything this turn. That zombie is going to attack. Ooh. And we shall apply damage. The girl screams out as the zombie that has not actually yet been engaged clambers over and past Asteki and just lands on the man that's down, and they have to drop him as they fall back into the doorway of the tavern.
Oh, okay.
And that then takes us to, hang on, let me get back to where we're in the queue. That takes us to Asteki's action.
All right. So I'm confused. Do I have zombies on me?
On you? No.
No.
There is still
Okay.
one very healthy zombie that just kind of beat someone to death in front of you, and your back is at the door of the tavern.
But what about the white-haired girl?
She and the other person have started to fall back through the doorway.
Okay. So I engaged the last zombie.
All right, give me an attack roll. I'm also curious when we get to it how Frederick intends to get past the zombie into the tavern at this point. Wow.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
I don't think it's going to be a problem.
Not with rolling like
you got
that.
lucky.
Jeez. Give me a damage already, dude.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. I didn't want to do anything.
Oh,
Hey.
that's... It could have been better. It's still a lot of
Hey, that
damage, though.
zombie is taking some damage.
Indeed it did. That then
That's
Samara,
that big
who's standing next to Frederick at the end of the street. There's one zombie left. Two zombies left. The one on Dagon and one in the doorway.
Oh, there's two zombies left. There's one. Okay. Let me help Dagon.
All right.
So let me wind up the old fireball.
While you're doing that, that zombie's dead. That zombie's dead. That guy's out of the fight. She is going to not do anything of interest. To hit and damage. Yes. Nice. The one on Dagon has been incinerated.
Yay.
That just leaves the one that's right in front of the doorway. Dagon, you're about to brawl with one when it gets immolated. You have
That's what I'm talking about.
Wait, sorry.
Now that's some covering fire.
Frederick, you've got the next action.
I'm gonna draw my short swords and run up and two-weapon attack the one zombie in front of the door. We got to get this over with.
All right, do it. That'll hit. That will also technically hit. 5 and 11. All right. Frederick charges forward with Samara close behind and just slices his way through the last zombie and clears a path to the door. You can each hustle your way into the tavern where the girl and her companion and what remains of the one that they were dragging have taken refuge. As you cross into the tavern, you notice that the zombie bodies are not remaining on the ground. Instead of just having to step over bodies, you notice as they melt into the cobblestones and seem to flow liquid-like down and around the rocks into the earth, as though there was never anything there.
Yummy.
Terrifying.
As you come into the tavern, you can see that there's the girl, her companion, the person that fell, about another half a dozen people, all with either pitchforks or dirks or farm implements like scythes that look exhausted. And the girl turns immediately to you and goes, "Take your breath. They'll be back before you've even realized we've dispatched them. I hope you haven't traveled far, because there's nowhere to go from here." And on that note, we're going to fade to black on the prologue of Book 1.